Good morning, everybody. So today is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Welcome to the stream. I started a little later today. Typically, anyway, I don't trade until around 10:30. But I wanted to still get a stream in and still trade, And right now, just looking at the market, looks like we at the turning point to the downside. When I look at my big picture chart for the day, which I use the 30-minute tells me here we had that zone again from yesterday that we saw the sell-off, but we have definitely some nice two big bullish candles. So to me, it looks like this is more like a retracement. So it looks like the market is telling us the same story they were trying to tell us yesterday, which was they sold off overnight. They sold off last night as well. And they, at the open, they went higher. And now they're trying to sell off again. So the last couple of days been about the same range. The last 3 days been about the same range for the NQ. And probably going to be the same thing for the ES. So if I go to the ES right now, the SP500, it's probably going to be the same thing. Same thing's happening with the ES here. The ES actually went all the way to that second zone, but couldn't close above it. So bearishness, definitely. And this market here looks like we might be trying to go to that support zone here. So that's what we're looking at. Looks like there's some selling opportunities here, but we just got to be careful. Definitely, if we were to go short the Nasdaq, we will need a pullback. So let me put my NDT up, which is what I use to execute my trades. Same thing with the Nasdaq. Same thing with the ES. And the chart you're looking at, we have the top left, we have the ES, MES. The bottom, we got the bottom left, we have the ES, and top middle, we have the NQ. And sometimes I toggle between the NQ and the ES in the middle here. And things are pointing to the downside. So, and bottom here, we have the NQ. ES here on top right. So down here to the bottom right, we have the big picture. I look at the fair value gap in the 30 minutes, the 30-minute chart to have a better, like a bigger picture for the day. Well, looks like we're selling off here. ES, actually, it's not a bad short because we had the VWAP. We're leaving the VWAP and the institutional money is coming into the short side. So I may just do a sell down here on the ES. Nasdaq is probably a little extended here. ES is coming in to that support, but I'm gonna get probably, if I do get fill for the ES, I'll get my first target maybe right above that zone, that green zone on the right here. So let's see if we can do a sell here for the ES. All right, we got fill, and once again, let's see what happened here. And if it takes out that swing, obviously it would be wrong to trade, but looking at everything else, looks like we should be pointing to the downside here, but this is one of those things that happen. You're gonna be wrong at times. Then you gotta take that swing out. It does take that swing out, it'll be a loss, and we'll revisit it. If we do get another negative bar here, because they're trying to attack that swing. At this point, this is very likely will be attacked out here. If we do, I'll be fine. I'm on 71 and a quarter here. If they go back down here, we might sell again. But if they tag us out in this trade, obviously we'll wait to see what's next. All right, got stopped out here, which is fine. As a matter of fact, with trading, sometimes you're gonna get stopped out. That's part of trading. So if that's the case, then I'm looking at here, from 9 o'clock, we've been the structure is really up. When I look at it, I think there was a premature entry, which is, I'm gonna definitely journal about that. Now, Let's see if we can get to the pullback. Now it's hitting the resistance. Could that be a place to sell again? But we'll find out. Looks like we want to go higher today accordingly. Now going back to this loss we took here. Again, it was below the VWAP. We had the red background, and I sold right on here at 69 and a quarter, which was kind of close to this little swing. Thinking that we're going to break that now. Looking at this chart, which I wasn't looking at, this level here, in a quarter, is support. So that was like a point away from the support. So it definitely was a not well timed or placed trade. So that's the thing. When you have losses, you got to go back and look and see, okay, what could I have done better? Because the market, you know, is going to tell you if you want right away. That's why you have a stop loss. Now I have a stop loss at 74 and a quarter. Now the market is trading at 79 and 50. So if I didn't have a stop loss, I'd still be hoping and praying that the market comes back. Not clearly, it looks like he wants to go higher. Gonna look at the M and Q as well here. Is it going lower to go back higher? We don't know until that happens. So for me right now, we're looking at the IB high. The initial balance high is at about 81. The IB low is about 62 and a quarter. So since they're trading close to the IB high here and they haven't broken it yet, probably need to pull back toward the RTH VWAP, turn around from there. But we're gonna just take our time and see what happens here. Yeah, that's the Globes VWAP at 73, about 73.50. The RTH VWAP is a couple points lower at 71.50. We're going to wait and see. Right now, we're definitely in this resistance zone. It may blow through it. That's the pullback we're getting here. On the NQ, ideally, the pullback I'd like to see is come back around 470. If they can come back around 470 and give me a U-turn, we may go long. NQ with the ES, ideally, will probably give us from this low to this high, comes back around, 74. Because that zone was, that I'm looking at over here, that's the zone I probably would want to see it come back to and give me a U-turn. In these two white lines, so see what happens here. The other day I talked about the double pullback in the indices. Sometimes you get it, especially the Nasdaq does that a lot. So like right now we're getting a pullback. We had a little pullback, so we should expect something like this again, and before they actually move it higher, if that's what they're gonna do. Because again, we had a nice resistance zone for the Nasdaq as well. As you can see here, top metals. We're definitely going to be careful here if we were to go long. Institutions are turning to the upside here, and they've been definitely buying for the morning here from 9:30. They've been buying, but again, one of the reasons I went short was that red patch right here where they were going to be bearish and below the Globex VWAP. Selling again here. Again, they went to the IB high. For the ES, they broke it by one tick or two ticks. Now they're selling again. Again, our sell could have been definitely premature. Right now, going short right now wouldn't be a bad thing to do because we have a defined top. So that could be a low risk short here. It would be in the retail zone. It would be an aggressive sell, but could be one of those places we try to sell here. 90. Also, they did hit the round number up here in the NQ. Let's wait for a push down here and a pullback and a turn and a U-turn. Because where it's at now, it'll be very aggressive if we sell right now. Could this be the double pullback we talked about earlier? Positive bar here would be that double pullback. I think we're getting the double pullback. It's at a resistance zone. Very, very uncomfortable to buy here. But when the market's going higher, it's gonna go higher. All right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go long here. and see what happens, because we have that NQ. Again, the stop really technically should be below this swing. Now, if this trade doesn't work out, we got one more trade to try. After that, we'll be on the sidelines. Like baseball, we have that wool 3 strikes, we out. It's a matter of either it's gonna break it to the upside here, or it's gonna come crashing down. Based on everything else I'm looking at here, we have a chance to break this resistance, but also we may not. Time will tell. Obviously, we don't wish that happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come down here and tag me out and turn back around to the upside. Now they're selling. But again, if this swing doesn't hold, will it hold? No, it doesn't hold. Okay. Hey, so we 0 for 2. That's part of trading. This pullback to come here and do the pullback again. That's definitely nice. You know, beat them, you join them. Could do a sell right now. See if we can get to the downside here, but I'm looking at the big picture of Nasdaq. Definitely those wicks in that zone. Let's see if we can go back in there. As far as go back into that zone and come out on one side or the other, just gonna have to wait here. Yeah. So now we need to try to look for a sell here. I'm looking at my other charts. Everything is looking they want to sell. Give me a pullback here, and we will be selling. Yeah. And sometimes when you're trying to sell the market, you may not get a pullback. That's the thing. You know, you may not get that pullback that you want. Once again, that's why it's so important to have a stop loss, because here my stop was below the swing. Now it's clearly that I was wrong. So it's okay to be wrong in trading. And I know this is one of the fears of trading, one of the 4 fears of trading. Fear of missing out, fear of being wrong, fear of losing money, and the 4th one is escaping me right now. But we got four principal fears of. I think I have it written down somewhere. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, I found it. And I think it was by Dr. David Paul, who said that the 4 fears in trading: the fear of being wrong, fear of losing money, fear of missing out, fear of leaving money on the table. Yeah, that's the 4th one I couldn't remember. Because all those fears you can experience in trading, whether it's losing money, being wrong, missing out, or leaving money on the table. Because when the move happens, you want to take all the money as possible. So as much money as possible, let's just say. And sometimes there's no way to take all the money, because we don't know exactly what the market's gonna get to. We may have an idea, but there's no certainty in trading. Like in life in general. This is where trading can be very difficult, because we are built as human beings to look for certainty, to look for safety, but trading sometimes doesn't give us that. Now we're pushing higher. Could this be the place to go try to again, if I short here, we have a loser. We'll definitely done trading here, because it's at the resistance zone, the pullback we're trying to look for. To go short, put my stop above this swing here. Again, could have been that stop run. Let's see, we're short here. We're going short. Stop above the swing. Again, if this doesn't work out, we will be done trading for the day. Now, short, going back to the swing here, we have a good chance of doing that. Swing is at 435. Yeah, which is right in the middle of that, right on top of this green zone, which is a fair value gap on the 30 minutes. Some days it's going to be like this, where the market, or not the market, but where you cannot see anything right. So if that's the case, we're going to pack up our toys and go home and just say, hey, today wasn't the day, and be okay with that. And be okay with that. Right now, it looks like it's going in our favor. My ultimate target to the downside let's see, If we do get a new low, we might kind of stop or move to break even, but it's not time yet to move to break even. I was looking at my ultimate target here. Honestly, we can move down here 100 points. Now, what I'll do is I'll probably put my target at 100 points, which is 400 ticks. We can get moved like that on the Nasdaq. But I'll definitely be trailing my stop at some point, locking some profits. Because this is probably going to be a zone. If we get down there, we're going to be bouncing for a retracement. And this one, it's a big if, because market is kind of fighting back and forth here. 100 points for my entry would be 379 below. When you look at the bottom right chart, that would be basically the new lows of the day. Basically go toward the lows of the session. Since we've been arranging, going back and forth between those two, in the big picture. So can we go back down here? As I was saying, it is possible we go down 100 points from here, but we don't know if it's probable, because it would have to prove it to us. We have to go to that zone. If it does go to that zone, the fair value zone right here, the fair value gap, the 30 minutes, we could expect a nice little sell-off. Again, that push up on the ES to the left here and was what seems to be a stop run to the upside. They got some people long up here. Now they want to move it down. NQ can be wild, so what I'll do, I'll put in my ultimate target, which is about 391. Not quite 100 points, but if we were to get down there, I'd like to see a break of this blue line. Get a break of this blue line, which is take that swing. That was from about 10:48 this morning. Right now it's 11:23. So about 35 minutes ago we had a swing here. So if we can come back down and take that out. And also 467. There's kind of a line in the sand here. If they go below this level, that blue line here, we have a chance to go lower. Let's see how it goes. We're going to stick to a plan no matter what. 2 losses so far, that doesn't mean we should deviate from our plan. Looking at the Unirenko in the middle, at the bottom here, the background is great, meaning there's a lot of indecision here. There's no agreement in the different time frames. So we will keep an eye on that, because there's a possibility here if we can reduce our risk. If we make a new low here, make a couple bearish bars, we're getting the pink background again. It's a light pink. We want the dark pink, but it's getting darker. So if we were to go down, moving your stop, my stop right now would be a little premature. But if we can get a few bars to the downside, let's say we're up 20 points. At that point, we will definitely consider moving our stop to close to break even. We're at a zone. This market should be selling off, but we just don't know. So we had a couple points. What I'll do is I'll reduce my risk to half. I'll reduce my risk like in the middle here. That's what I do sometimes. Now we have that Globex VWAP coming. That could be a bounce point here. But everything is pointing to the downside at the moment. As a matter of fact, I'm just thinking win, lose, or draw on this trade here, we'll be done for the day, because this market is not acting in a way that is conducive to great trading. Because there's a lot of indecision back and forth here. Now, I'm not talking about hindsight here, but here when I went long, there was some momentum to the upside. I was more like banking on the fact that we could get a breakout to the upside. I know it was a risky long. So as long as you know what the risks are, like right now, I know if we go back up here, I don't want to be in this market no longer, because there's no sense of direction here. It's going back and forth, back and forth. We'll take the losses today, and because when the wins come, they come. When the losses come, they come. We just gotta keep a level-headed attitude to to what the market is going to do, because one thing we can control is the market itself. We can control ourselves. We can control emotions. We're going to have emotions. Now, I hear people say, oh, yeah, don't trade with emotions. No, you're an emotional being. You're going to have emotions. We just need to trade with them in check. You know, if it turns around here and give me a no swing to the downside, we'll be at break even flat. But we had to reduce our risk. I would rather have half a loser than a full loser, because my original stop was above this swing here. If it does come back and tag me out here, hey, we're done trading for the day, and that's gonna happen sometimes, which is totally fine. Again, just part of trading. It's right at the resistance level. It's a matter of will I get tagged out for a few ticks, or will it turn around and go the way it was going earlier here in this little leg down. So I'm going to sit on my hands right now and just let the market do what it does. All right, we got stopped out again. So we got 3 trades, 3 losses, 3 stop outs. This was a half a loser. It wasn't a full one. It's only 11:32. Thank you for watching, and hopefully next time we'll have some better results. But again, we follow our plan. Now, again, some of the trades, the first 2 trades really were kind of premature. I know the first one. The second trade definitely was more like, okay, high risk trade going into a resistance. Even though we had some blue in the filter here, are we gonna go higher? And I went in here. I got let me put this in the bigger screen here. So I went long bigger here. Went long here on this positive, you know. I wasn't looking per se with this buy signal. The buy signal is, to me, I look at them, but I don't really, that's not really going to make me go long or short, because ultimately, indicators, systems, you got to trade what you see. So what I was seeing is the double pullback, like I usually talk about. You got one pullback, you got a second pullback. Got kind of take out that swing, get some people short, and turn around. Then I went long immediately. Again, we knew this was a high risk. And then he turns around and tagged me out here for a loss. Then now we say, okay, we're going lower here. Because here, when you look at this is kind of some lower lows in the bigger picture here. But even though the market's been up all, when you look at those green candles, the market looks like it wants to go higher. So we got to this point, we shorted here. We shorted right over here. We're up, actually. But again, it just wasn't time for us to move to flat break even. Because break even would have a break even trade, yes. But here we wanted this blue line to be broken before we actually go to break even. That would be confirmation. And we're looking for a big runner. We're looking for a runner to close to 100 points. And along the way, we're going to trail our stops to that possible target. So right now, it's time to pack up and go do something else. And thank you so much for watching, and signing off.